Hello! Today I've got another tech video for you. Actually, I always say another tech video, even though I don't actually think I do tags all that often. Admittedly, it's mostly just when I really can't think of anything else to film that I do a tech video. But this week I wanted to talk to you about traffic, because I have a lot of opinions about traffic and driving a car and just road rules, traffic rules, stuff like that. And I couldn't find any tag that actually involved all of that, so I just made up 6 random questions myself, and I'll just also put them down below in the description box in case you want to do this sort of random tag yourself. So yeah, let's get started. Question number 1, how do you take part in traffic? Like on your bike, by car, whatever, public transportation. Yeah. Personally, I'm most of the time on my bike, and then number 2 is the car. I work as a postman, so obviously I'm on my bike quite often, you know, working. But yeah, when I travel longer distances, of course, I prefer to take the car, because I think I get enough exercise every day to not have to take my bike everywhere just to get more exercise, so yeah. And question number 2, what's your favorite way of traveling? In the car, with the radio on, well, rather the CD player of the car on. And then just the music really loud and on like a mostly empty highway, and then just yelling along with the music. Like, you can't really call it singing along when I'm doing it. But yeah, I just really love that. Like, I've always loved being on the road. Like, even as a child, before I had my driver's license, I still loved being in the car with my parents and just being on the road. I don't know, I like speed, I like just seeing the view around the car, and I really don't know what I like the most about it, but I just enjoy it a lot. Yeah, and singing along with music is also very fun in the car. I only do that when I'm alone in the car, by the way, because I don't want to torture anyone else. Then the next question, do you obey to all the traffic rules? Actually, usually I do. Like, I am the sort of person who always stop for a red light and everything, and a stop sign and stuff like that. With one exception, there is a traffic light, like it's been replaced by now, so it's no problem anymore. But when you're on your bicycle, it was really possible to just stand there for like up to 10 minutes, because for some reason I don't exactly know how a traffic light works, but the sensor or something just didn't seem to know that there was someone there, so it just didn't go green ever. So yeah, at the point where I'm in front of a traffic light for 10 minutes, I just figured that if I don't go through a red light, I probably will have to like spend the night there, which isn't what I want, so yeah. But apparently there was indeed something wrong with the thing, because again, they've replaced it by now. Then question number 4, what would you find an improvement to the rules? There's really no rules that I actually have a problem with. Like here in the Netherlands, we did have the discussion of, like on some of the highways, like the top speed used to be 120 kilometers per hour. On some highways they actually moved it up to 130 kilometers per hour, and there's like whole discussions about it, but really, like stuff like that, I don't really have an opinion about it, for the sole reason that I don't really know enough about cars and the environment and all to know what the difference would be in terms of, you know, how good or bad it is for the environment. So yeah, personally I don't have an opinion about it. What I do think is that it would be nice if, really, if there would be more police on the road, especially on the highways, and, you know, if they'd be a little bit more stern with actually having people obey the traffic rules, because sometimes I just see, especially on the highway in the Netherlands, I really see ridiculous things happening. And like a few months back, actually, I went on vacation to Germany. It's really like a whole different world on the road there. Like, it's really just typical. Like, as soon as you leave the Netherlands and get into Germany, people just don't act like asses on the roads. And then when you get back to the Netherlands, it's suddenly like, hey, stupid stuff is happening again. Like, it's really typical. Like, anyone, I think, who's ever been in other countries and then in the Netherlands can probably compare that. So yeah. Which actually brings us to the next question. What is your biggest annoyance in traffic? Well, that's pretty much, again, the people who just don't seem to think before doing stuff. Like, I don't know, like people, like for example, what I see happening a lot is that there's like an exit of the highway there, and then someone is like the entire way to the other side of the road and just randomly swings past 2 other cars to get to the exit. And then I'm like, seriously, like, if those people wouldn't be having very good reflexes, then you would have a giant car crash. That's just not a safe thing. And also one annoyance, even though actually before I had my driver's license I used to do it as well, I really didn't notice how important it is on a bicycle to have your lights on in the dark. But now that I have my driver's license, it's a big annoyance of mine that some people just don't switch on their lights on their bicycle and they're completely invisible. And that's just dangerous because like if there's like a lot of roundabouts here in the Netherlands, then the people on the bicycle can go first and then you can go through with your car. And you know, I'm very willing to like hit the brakes and just let them pass through first, but then I do need to actually know that they're there. So yeah, but I really do think that that's a thing of like people who don't have a driver's license. Like again, before I had a driver's license, I actually thought very easily about it as well. Simply because on a bike you can actually somehow see more than when you're in a car and there's a window instead of just free air around you. So yeah, I think that's a reason for it, but still it's an annoyance. And then question number 6, the last question, did you ever cause damage to your bike or car? Well, first off, I've never caused an accident, luckily. But I did once, well, I still think it's mostly my bike's own fault, but a few years back, I still have the same bike, by the way, it's still usable. But I actually completely murdered the brakes and the whole thing over the front wheel, I also murdered that. Because like the thing on the front wheel, like the piece of plastic that makes sure that rain doesn't go up in your face, well, it somehow froze off and it blocked the front wheel and I got annoyed, so I kicked it off there, like literally kicked it off there. And one other time the brakes just randomly blocked, as in I hit the brakes and let go of them and it still kept hitting the brakes for no reason, like I don't know what went wrong. But I solved it in the same way. I kicked the brakes until they broke. So yeah, but again, the bike still works. It's a sort of bike that won't get stolen. Like, I really love the bike because when I go to the train station to go shopping with friends, I can just leave it there and I just know it will still be there when I get back because absolutely no one wants to steal it. Like a few years back, when I still had to take the train to go to school. One time I actually forgot to take the keys out and the bike was there for hours with the keys in, and when I got back it was just still there. So apparently not even bicycle thieves want the bike. So on one hand it's sort of, you know, embarrassing, but on the other hand it is, I guess, a very safe thing that no one wants to steal my bike. And with the car, I so far have done no damage to the car. Like one time the battery broke while I was using the car, but you know, batteries break every few years, so that wasn't my fault. So yeah, and that was already the final question. I'll put the questions again, I'll put the questions down below in the description box. I just hit something on the ceiling, oops. In case you want to do it as well. For now, I hope you enjoyed watching this. Thank you very much for watching and see you next time. Bye!